We're going to return to our top story now. An Air India passenger flight has crashed near the city of Ahmedabad in western India. Images we're getting from the crash site show many burnt buildings and extensive damage. Fire crews and rescue workers are on the scene. Police are saying more than 240 people were on board that aircraft, which was on its way to Gatwick Airport near London. Now, the flight radar data shows signal from the Boeing 787 was lost less than a minute after takeoff at low altitude. There have been no reports yet about the fate of those on board the plane or those on the ground, but the images, as you can see, give few signs of hope. Air India has acknowledged its Flight 171 was involved in a tragic accident and says it is providing whatever support it can. And we can cross over to DW's Adil Bhat, who's joining us from Delhi. Adil, what more can you tell us? What more do we know at this point?
Well, an Air India aircraft crashed 5 minutes after the takeoff outside the airport perimeter and in a residential area as well. So also this aircraft was en route to London Gatwick, and this plane caught fire after crashing. And we still don't know the exact reason for the crash, whether it was an engine failure or the flight was hit by bird. So there is no clarity on it, and we're still waiting for that clarity. So also there were like total of 242 people on board, including 2 pilots and 10 cabin members. It was a Dreamer airline craft, which was 11 years, 5 months old. The first visual that came in showed debris on fire with thick black smoke rising up into the sky near the airport. There were also visuals of people being moved in stretchers and also on bed. And they were taken away in the ambulance. However, as of now, there are no official confirmation on the extent of damage caused and the number of fatalities as well. So, but the eyewitness say that there was a loud blast and smoke was visible from a long distance. They also say that the visuals of dense black smoke, they also sparked panic and concern among the locals there. So some of them are also saying that given the scale of the crash, the casualty could be very high.
Yeah, we can see that black smoke that you were just mentioning there on the pictures that we're showing right now. As you say, Adil, the plane crashed in a residential area. How are the local authorities responding to this accident?
So, well, the first reaction came from the Union Home Minister, Amit Shah. He spoke to Gujarat's Chief Minister and the Police Commissioner as well regarding this planned crash accident. He told them that he is ready to provide federal government assistance. Also, the second reaction that came quickly was from Aviation Minister of India. And he said he was shocked and devastated to learn about this flight crash in Ahmedabad. He also said that the team is on highest alert and he's personally monitoring the situation and has directed all emergency agencies to take swift and coordinated action. In fact, rescue teams are there, they're mobilizing, and the medical aid and support are being rushed to the site of crash. So politicians across the party lines are expressing condolences as well.
We can see right now, these are live pictures that we're showing of the area around the crash site. Can you tell us, Adil, what we're hearing from the airline, Air India, about what has happened and how they're responding? I mean, are they offering support at all?
Well, Air India airline is still to share the further updates on the crash, but they have put out a statement, and in that statement, Air India stated that their flight, which was operating from Ahmedabad to London, was involved in an incident today. They gave the timing, they mentioned everything. They said at this moment they're still collecting the details and they will share the further updates as soon as possible. There has been no announcement of the extent of damage or fatalities. There has been nothing related to the announcement of compensation that they will be ready to offer the compensation. We had to wait for those details yet, so we're waiting for that. But airport authorities are also expected to release a detailed statement soon, so we had to wait for that one also.
What do we know about Air India's safety record, Adil?
Generally, the rate of airplane crashes is low in India. And when we talk about Air India, it's considered relatively safe flight. In fact, a lot of people here in India, they make a conscious choice of traveling in Air India flights because of their reputation for the safety. However, there have been incidents in the past where Air India flights have minor accidents. But as for, if I remember correctly, I can't recall such a huge air crash of an Air India flight in the last few years or decades.
There'll no doubt be family members of the plane's passengers waiting in the UK. As we were reporting, this plane was flying from India to Gatwick Airport, which is just outside of London. So no doubt family members, friends will be urgently waiting for information. Can you talk to us a bit about how important this route, how busy this route is from India direct to the UK?
Yeah. Well, a lot of Indians live in the UK, and so it's quite kind of a frequented destination for any Indians. So the fact that this airplane was carrying 232 passengers in itself tells us how important is this route for Indians. So quite a busy route. So yes, thousands of passengers take this route on a daily basis on different flights. So accidents like this is quite shocking and also rare. So it's quite shocking for a lot of Indians because we haven't heard any kind of accident happening on this route so far. Anyway, we should wait for some more time and see what information comes in our way.
All right, we'll leave it there. That's DW's Adil Bhat reporting from Delhi on the latest about the latest on that crash. Thank you so much, Adil.